Once there lived a clever donkey. However, this donkey got old and he could no longer work.
You are old and useless now. I shall use your skin to make a drum.
The donkey got frightened and ran away. The sad donkey wondered where he would go. Then he heard that Bremen was looking for town musicians. The donkey decided to go to Bremen. On his way to Bremen, the donkey ran into an old dog coming from the opposite direction.
Why do you look so sad?
My master kicked me out of the house because I was too old to watch the house.
The dog replied sadly. The donkey said,
Then come with me to Bremen.
Then an old cat jumped out of the woods and said,
Take me with you. I was kicked out because I was too old to catch mice.
The cat sighed and the two said,
Yes, let's go to Bremen and form a band.
They were on their way to Bremen and they heard the crow of an old rooster from somewhere. They approached the rooster and asked,
Why does your crow sound so sad?
The rooster shed tears as he answered,
The housewife was going to cook me.
The three friends comforted the rooster and asked nicely,
Wouldn't you like to join our band?
The four animals became friends and went off together to Bremen. They reached a large field after a long walk. It was too dark to continue their journey.
It is too dark to walk anymore. Let's sleep here for tonight.
The four friends settled under a tree on the field. The donkey and the dog curled up underneath the tree. The cat sat on one of the branches. The rooster went up to the top of the tree and prepared to sleep. Then the rooster yelled from the top of the tree.
Oh, I see lights from over there.
The rest of the crew looked where the rooster pointed.
There might be some food there. Let's go and see.
The donkey suggested, and the four friends headed toward the light. The light was coming out from an old house. The donkey stretched his neck and looked inside.
A group of scary-looking people is eating, and there is a chest full of jewels next to them.
The donkey informed his smaller friends what he saw inside the house.
They must be robbers.
The dog grunted as he said confidently,
Well, if so, let's drive them out of the house.
They thought about a plan. First, the dog went up onto the donkey's shoulders. Second, the cat climbed up onto the dog's back, and finally the rooster sat on the cat's head. Then they cried out all together,
Oh, it's a ghost!
The robbers looked around when they heard the eerie cry. The shadow of the animals moved in the dark, and the robbers got scared and fled. There was delicious food and warm beds in the house.
This feels so warm. I'm sure I will have a good night's sleep today.
The food is ours. Let's have a celebration.
The excited four friends sat on the table and had a feast. Meanwhile, the empty-handed robbers began to get a little suspicious. They thought they should return and check to see if it really had been a ghost. Night had fallen, and the animals were already asleep. The cat had found its place by the crackling fire. The dog was asleep by the door, the donkey on a pile of straw, and the rooster was asleep on the shelf. One of the robbers tiptoed back into the house and looked around the dark house. He crept to the fireplace. All of a sudden, two pieces of kindling jumped out and scratched him. In fact, the two pieces of kindling were the cat's eyes. The robber was startled and ran towards the door, and the dog bit his leg hard. Then the rooster flew over and pecked at the robber's head.
Help! Help!
The robber staggered out the door as fast as he could. The The donkey from a pile of straw ran after the robber and kicked him with his legs. The scary-looking robber's face became a wry face. The robber fled away.
There's actually a terrifying ghost in the house.
The group of robbers started to run away after listening to their colleague. The four friends did not continue their journey. They lived in the house happily ever after. The donkey played the drum, the dog played the piano, and the cat fiddled. The rooster sang to the music the others played. Although they never made it to Bremen, people still called them the Bremen Town Musicians.